Tokozani, peace and greetings, everyone. My name is Makosi Gogo Atel Benyezi, and today I have with me the lovely Thema Azize. She is the founder of the Womb Sauna, and I'm so happy to have her to be a part of African Mystery School. Thema is going to be holding a very unique role within African Mystery School, and she is going to be one of the guardian of the gateways, guiding the women and participants throughout this process as they enter each new gateway and encounter each instructor with their medicine. So I'm so happy to have you here just to share just a little bit about yourself. If you could just tell us a little bit about yourself, your work, and how you got to be where you are today.
So first, I just want to greet everybody, say peace and blessings. And you know how much I love you. I am so proud of you for birthing this vision. It is on time. It is needed. There are a lot of women who are going to really be able to trace their spiritual lineage because you said yes to this vision and pulling us all together the way that you have. And so I don't take it lightly that I'm a part. It's an honor. And I was, really surprised that you wanted me to be kind of this guardian of the gateways, but it's in such alignment with my nature and how I use my spiritual gifts. It makes perfect sense. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with who I am, or you're hearing me in this kind of context for the first time, I am a ordained interfaith minister. I am a reverend, a high priestess. I've gone through my own initiations. And what has been unique about my journey is I started in a very conservative box. And my gift just expanded and expanded. You could have never told me I'd be sitting women on a pot of herbs butt naked. And that will be my legacy to my child. So I am the visionary and the pioneer of the womb sauna, which is most known for our expression of vaginal steaming, but is also known for teaching women worldwide how to heal everything. And our niche has been the sacred component and the spiritual and emotional breakthroughs that women experience in my work. And so we are a global movement. We're in 12 different countries. We train, we certify, and we hold that sacred space to help women access their power to really change their lives and change their health. And so that's the nature of my work. That's what I do, and that's who I am.
Marcos, thank you so much for saying yes to your work. You have been very much a part of my journey. I have participated in pretty much, I've tried to participate in everything that you do.
You really have. You done got through almost every program. You're almost done with your certification. As a womb sauna practitioner, I mean, our bond is strong and it crosses between lives. This is not the first time we've supported each other.
I definitely feel that and agree with you there, and that's why I knew my spirits was like, you have to have her. She must be a part of this. So again, thank you for saying yes. Um, what I would like to talk about now, being that you have gone through like your own series of rites of passage and initiations in various traditions, that span, like I said, different cultures as you are interfaith minister and priestess, if you could just tell the women or talk a little bit about the benefits of rites of passage and going through an initiation and how that actually really serves your soul.
Well, that's such a good question, especially in this age of Aquarius, right? Where we are experiencing a great awakening in this, what I call the information age. You can Google and find information in ways you never were able to do before. Even in my work, when I got started with my business, yoni steaming wasn't Googleable.
Right.
So you see how things have transformed and evolved. The value of processes like this is you don't know what you don't know.
Mm.
And there are certain vibrations or impartations that can only be transferred through relationships, through covenants. So being in a process like this is not just for information. You are becoming a part of a tribe. You are becoming a part of a community. And there are certain spiritual teachings that are best learned in a communal or tribal environment. Because being a part of a community requires you to be a little less selfish. And although I'm an advocate for putting yourself first, sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself is put yourself in a space of being supported while you're transforming and taking in new information. So this is really important because that is foundational knowledge that people of color have held throughout centuries. We know the value of the tribe, the community, and doing the spiritual work collectively. Right now we're in the botanica age where people go in, they walk, they buy a few crystals, they buy a few things, and they're trying to break these chains on their own. But something magical happens when you gain the skill of how to plug in to community and do the work together collectively. And that is important. It amplifies your power, it amplifies your knowledge, it allows you to access wisdom. And so for me, being a wild and free woman, being extremely radical, I don't have a memory of not hearing God for myself. I was laying hands on folks at 2. My daughter started at 1. She beat me by a year, so she's telling 2 but um, so for me, the process is the rites of passages, becoming disciplined with
Mm-hmm.
spiritual gifts wasn't so much about my chase for God. No,
Mm-hmm.
it was, I'm intimate with God. I am passionate about the gifts I know God has given me. How do I refine my gifts? How do I access the information that my soul knows, but that my mind hasn't yet remembered to
Mm-hmm.
fully embody the truth of who I say I am? And being in structured, disciplined processes, I feel like that matured my spiritual gifts.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, it took me from the baby stage to the grown woman, big girl draws. Like we going through some things.
Yes.
And so that's why I value this. And I value it for that reason and for the communal experience, witnessing other people do the same journey, be on a similar path, and how we mirror each other and learn from each other. I wouldn't trade that.
Yeah, it's something definitely powerful about being witnessed by community. I know in my own journey that was something that was really key, to be seen, to be seen for your gifts. And during those times when we forget, as we're going through a process, as we're taking in new things, having those mirrors, as you just said, to reflect back to me who I was during those moments when I wasn't strong. Even now, as I'm going through this and birthing this new thing, having my sisters within the circle, of those that are the instructors, really holding me and witnessing me and helping me birth this. Like, that is something that is key that I think a lot of people miss out on when they try to go about things, by themselves in that way. I think that's like strong, really strong medicine, to allow yourself to be witnessed and ministered to, by others, having others tell you what they see in you and affirm what is theirs is powerful medicine.
Yeah, every master teacher of every age had a moment in their journey where they needed community
Yes.
to get to that next level of their gift.
Yep.
And so, when I was in the Christian church experience, I used to hate the word covering because it felt
Mm.
like giving somebody else permission to control my gift. But
Mm-hmm.
now I have a different context for it, having been in
Mm.
this different spiritual practice and experience. I love being covered, and I'm covered by my sisters. Some go down to Thema life. All I gotta do is be like, cuckoo, and the witches are stirring. You understand? Like,
They show up.
you
Yes.
got to know the value of a coven and have one in your life. And so I really, for anybody listening who is trying to understand why people do processes like this. It's for reasons like that. And it's very valuable. It gives you a space to rest in your gifts, knowing that you're still being supported.
Yes. To rest in your gift. Yes. And to be able to be held, and trust. Like, that's a different way. I always say it's like my spirits, my ancestors showing up in different people, right, to affirm these things. It never fails how they show up, and it's just beautiful to see how spirit shows up through others, if you allow it to. I feel like that is another step in elevating yourself, is to allow yourself to be supported, to say that, and it's not just to take away your own responsibility, right? Because we are responsible, but it's also important to know when you need to surrender, like that dance, that ebb and flow of, okay, now I need to give that over to spirit, and then trust when spirit brings it back to me to, for me to do my part in that. So, yeah, that's a beautiful process to be a part of. I wanted to ask you now if you could share just some words of wisdom and advice for the potential initiates and participants of African Mystery School. What message would you have to, for them in considering to take a rites of passage such as this?
So, what I hear very clearly is trust the process. That nothing is a coincidence. So if you're even listening to this right now, if you're even drawn to the flyer that you've seen or the post that you've seen, take that, treat that as a clue from spirit. Come in open and ready to receive. I think in this day and age, a lot of women are having to relearn how to be in receiving mode. This is not the space where you have to be the teacher or showcase your knowledge and what you know. This is the opportunity to receive an impartation of knowledge that will transform you from the inside out, that will help you heal generational trauma, that will reprogram your entire body, because your body's obedient to your consciousness. And so as you elevate in your awareness and knowledge of who you are spiritually and trace that spiritual lineage, your whole way of being is going to change. And be clear that that puts you in a vulnerable position energetically. And so that's why it's important to enter the process being clear on why you're here, and to trust the people that are facilitating this for you, and trust the information that's coming, because this is like a rite of the sepulcher. That was the resurrection ritual. There was a point where Yeshua ben Joseph, or Jesus Christ, knew, I am going to go to sleep. And there are certain things I'm going to have to do in a certain realm to rebirth myself. This is important. This is not the space to come in and try to be anything other than ready to transform and receive the knowledge that's going to change your life. And so my message to those of you in this process is trust the process. Trust your instincts that made you say yes to this process, and be prepared for the trajectory of your life to change.
Nicole, I'm feeling one more question. It's going on a little bit of off script, but I know that you can speak on
this. Girl, let's talk.
Yeah. Thinking about even like the lessons that I learned in 888 code, right? And thinking about those that may see the price tag and the spiritual investment that's required to go on this process. What would you say to that, for those feeling like they might not have enough, right, to participate? Like, what would you say to that?
Hmm. So, you know my philosophy because you've gone through
Well,
the
I had to ask
Mhm.
you.
So I'll share what my Baba, my spiritual father, said to me. He said, all money is God in circulation.
Mhm.
If you don't have the investment amount in your bank account, it's not because it's not available to you. A lot of money blockages are a reflection of our inability to honor what we want and stand in our decisions. So it is our indecisiveness that creates the experience of lack.
Mm.
Set your mind, make your mind up. If it's a yes for you and you want the experience, don't you know that desire is the seat of feminine power? You've been trained to choose responsibility over desire.
Mm.
But I'm a wild and free woman and I like to rattle chains. The
Mhm.
reality is you can have what you want. If you want this experience, summon the money. I've had women approach me for my certification program and say, they'll call and say, well, is there a scholarship or something? Because, my funds are tight. And the conversation between my team members and them is, if you really believe that this experience is part of your path, then summon the money. And if the God you believe in can't afford that dollar amount, I recommend you fire that one and find one who can.
Yes.
Your God can't handle a couple $1,000s. Like, really? What is this really about? This is not about the money. This is about how you live your life.
Mhm.
And God and lack do not exist in the same space. So that's why you got to start choosing alignment over achievement. This is not an achievement-based process.
Mhm.
Something in your spirit is calling you to this process. And do you really think your spirit will call you to this process and let money be a barrier? That does not even make sense when you look
Exactly.
at it from your third eye.
Mhm. Exactly.
So set your mind on being in this. Say yes, stand in your yes, even if it's until the final hour. And you
Mm.
will be surprised what resources come from the universe
Yes.
because you made up your mind.
Yes.
I'll say this last thing. I think a lot of women use money as an excuse to sit on the fence and be
Mm.
indecisive. Use it as a crutch to not realize your maximum potential.
Mhm.
Um, Reflect on that. If this is speaking to you and you feel like, oh, I just don't have the money, I don't believe you.
Mhm.
I just don't. Because there is no shortage of money. All money is God in circulation. If you want to be in this experience, make your mind up. I've had women take the logo they found for my business and put it on a vision board and call me a week later hollering the money dropped for me to enroll in your program. Money is not an issue.
Mhm.
Your
I
life
would
is
tell
being
you,
expensive.
Thema don't play when it comes to that. She'll hold you to that, and for some of the things that you put out in the past when I wasn't necessarily um, understanding my ability to attract and manifest money, holding me accountable and saying, if you want this, I trust the God in you to manifest it. No, there ain't no payment arrangement. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do this, and that really helped me to step up, into who I am and who I say I am. So thank you for that medicine.
Yeah, I just, as a world influencer, as a leader, part of my responsibility is when I see people moving in fear to bring it to their attention.
Mhm.
And so, giving people the way out sometimes is enabling them to stay
Mhm.
loyal to their, perception of obstacles and fear.
Mhm.
And I just like to rattle the chains.
Keep rattling them chains, Mama. Thank you. Thank you so much for just spending time with us today and sharing a little bit about your medicine. For those of you who loved this interview, you will definitely experience more of Thema's magic throughout African Mystery School, as she will be with you throughout each gateway, each portal, and just share her words of wisdom. I'm so happy that you are part of this, and thank you again for being here today.
Absolutely. It is a joy and an honor. I can't wait to connect with all of you in this experience. And please do us both a favor. Share this. If you heard something that encouraged you and really resonated with you, I'm sure there's somebody else within your sphere of influence who could be blessed as well. So let them know about this opportunity. Share, like, comment. I want to see, who was here and hear
Yes,
your thoughts about what we're talking about as well.
yes. Thank you so much. You all have a good day, and I will be back with more interviews soon. Peace.
Peace.